Good morning, it's Brooke from Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and got some sunshine today, but it is a bit windy. I've got a microphone on, so I hope that enables the sound to be at least where you can understand what I'm saying. Had a little bit of an issue. Well, a big issue. This morning I came out to go feed, and I'm standing on my front porch, and I can see Marycarl inside the aviary from the porch. And so I yell at her and I said, "Is there a baby?" And she said, "No." So I made my way over to the aviary. You can see behind me. It didn't take me but a few minutes to get over there. And once I got over there, I could tell that neither male nor female was sitting on the nest. So as I get closer to the aviary, I realized that she's right. Neither male nor female sitting on the nest. But why? So I come on in the aviary and I said, well, Marycarl, is the egg still in the nest? And she said, "No." And I was puzzled, and I said, "Well, what do you mean it's not in the nest? Because if the baby had hatched, the egg shell would still be in the nest," but there was nothing. And not only was there not an egg in the nest, there was no sign of an egg on the ground, nor was there any sign of a baby. So I just knew that the baby had to be here. Something had to have happened to where both the egg and the chick fell out of the nest. I went in the bottom of all the grasses. I looked around the bottom of the aviary and found absolutely nothing. In the past, when we have gotten too close to the birds, not while they're on the nest, but just in general, just maybe to put them up on a cold winter's night, their defense is to take that wing and slap it. And y'all, you might think that's not much to it, but these birds are big, and not only are they big, they're powerful. I've picked up multiple peacocks, peafowl, and never felt the strength that I feel when you have to handle these birds. We've had to trim their toenails before. We've had to do certain things to them in which we had to hold them tight. One time was they actually got out. We talked about that on a live one time before, and we were able to get them back, luckily, but their strength is just unreal. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I know it's very heartbreaking to me to know that both of them sat on that egg for, today is, it's getting close to the 30-day time limit, which is when the baby would hatch. The only conclusion that I can come up with is a snake. We do have chicken snakes here in Alabama, but y'all, I'm still I don't know if I believe myself saying snake. I don't know what else it could have been. But when we constructed this aviary, we used 1/4-inch hardware cloth, and it's all overlapped where it's joined together. Not only is it overlapped, but it's buried in the ground and up under the 2x4 construction. It comes in a couple of foot because we knew that anything that were to burrow into the ground, such as a fox or a raccoon digging, couldn't get in here. So while we think it's completely tight, and I don't see any way that a snake could have gotten itself in here, I don't know what else it could have been. The camera that we have in here, it records live stream only, so there's no way to go back and see what it could have possibly been, unfortunately. That was my question to Jason. Is there any way that we can rewind the footage and possibly see what happened? I do know that whatever it was had a fight. Those pigeons wouldn't have given that egg up easily. It's a sad report that I did not want to have to make, but I'm not gonna avoid the situation because you guys were just as excited as I am to have a baby Victorian crown pigeon here on the farm. And I don't know. I don't know. But I'm gonna take my camera and pan down in the nest so you guys can see, because I haven't done that. They've obviously been on the nest at all times, so they will lay again. It should be 14 days is usually the norm once they realize the egg's not there for them to lay again and start all over. But it's not what I wanted to happen for them. Nature doesn't always take the course that we want it to. And this is definitely, you know, it's not human. It's environmental factors that were out of our control, unfortunately. So let's look down in the nest and see what we can see, because this will be my first view. I haven't gotten a ladder or anything to look down in there. All right, so this is the best way I can do it, is extend the platform that I have my camera on to see down in the nest, and I'm going to review this once I get the camera down to make sure there's no evidence here as to anything other than a snake that could have done this, because there's no evidence on the ground, there's no evidence anywhere. So, you know, it may not have even hatched anyway. Marycarl had told me from day one to not get my hopes up, because more times than none, when these exotic type birds lay their first egg and sit on it, it's not going to hatch. So, you know, maybe there was a reason for whatever happened, and maybe they learned what to do different. However, a snake coming in here through what I would consider is Fort Knox is not controllable by either myself nor them. If I could do anything differently, I would, but I've examined everything, and I don't see that there's any way I could change anything. Now, will they lay in this same nest? I don't know. I hope that they will choose to lay in the other nest, because that's where the camera is, and you guys can see behind me where that nest platform is, right there. And not only where the nest platform is, but where that camera is. And the camera is not weatherproof, so it's underneath the covered area in order for it to be protected against the elements. So Jason thought about adding a second camera over here on this nest, but there's not really any way to do it because it's not covered. It's out in the wide open. I don't know. Well, let's go check on the emu eggs. Let's see if Goldie's laid any more, because honestly, I haven't been out there to check on them, and maybe there'll be better news there, because this is it's just not the outcome that I ever would have imagined. And if y'all look over here, laying in front of the gate on the ground, kind of crouched down, you'll see Goldie. And that's what we've noticed over the past few weeks, is time to time she gives us a little scare, because she will be laying down in the middle of the day in an odd spot. We think we figured out why. We think that she does that in order to encourage Nugget to mate with her. Now, we haven't actually physically seen that happen, but we think we think that's the case. Well, immediately as I'm walking towards the eggs, I think there's a new one. The reason I say that, there may be two new ones. This one is kicked out to the back. This one is more on top. And look at the color difference. You can see the ones that have been here for a while are more like speckled looking. All right, so let's try to count them and see what we got here. That one's on top of another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Is that right? Ooh, that one's warm. That one is warm. I think it was just laid. I'm gonna count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm confused. Let's start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now that was 15. That's not right. Count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 15. 15, Nugget. I count the same one twice every time. It's 15. 15, unless there's any underneath. 15 eggs. Y'all wouldn't believe how hard the wind's blowing. You can probably hear Nugget's tail, the rustling sound from it. He knows they're there, don't you, buddy? What's your plan? Let's see what he's gonna do. I think he's trying to cover them up. Nugget, every time you pick up something, buddy, the wind blows it away. Well, 15 eggs is a lot of eggs. And 16 is what she laid last year. I don't know. I don't know. He sure knows they're there, though. Y'all, I mean, look at him. There's no doubt in my mind he knows they're there. And he's not going to sit until she's finished laying. So that still could mean Nugget sitting while a Victorian crown pigeon baby hatches. If they lay another egg here in the next couple weeks, he's going to sit for 60 days if he does sit. So, you know, all good things could come together at one time. We don't know. Outlook, we don't know. But thank you guys for watching this video, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll update you as soon as I know more. Thank you.